Okay, so now I'm going to look at the having field staff access Simpro Connect. So first of all, I just need to go into jobs and I need to schedule a job out to someone. So if I have a look at this particular job here, I can see that there's a hot water install unit and there's some labor on that, and that I've had some scheduled time, but I'll just go into schedule here, go and look at myself, and I'll just schedule myself out for this evening to go and do this job. So I'm putting this through for the moment. It's important to note that's all I have to do. So now Dan, which is me, will be able to see this job. That's all you have to do for someone to be able to access the job on the mobile device through what's called Simpro Connect. So if I go now to schedules and day view, then looking at today, if I scroll across, why did that not show up there? Okay, I'm not sure why that hasn't come through there, but I'll just check and I'll go into the job here and I'll just assign it off here this way instead. Oh, right, sorry, my mistake, completely my mistake. Okay, very good example. I'll leave this in the video to show. So here I just need to hit finish. Now if I go view jobs, schedule and then day view, and it shows in there. So apologies there, that's a good lesson. I'll leave that in there so we can make sure we hit finish. So now I've got a job assigned off to myself this evening. So here, what I'll do is I'll just load up a little program. So I'm just going to screen share off of an iPad here. So I'll try and show what I'm doing on the iPad. Obviously, you can't see my fingers and things, but yeah, just here you've got the iPad now. So the important thing here is the Connect app, which is available from either the iPad store or Android if you've got a tablet. Load that up, and the first time you log in, you'll need to enter all of this information. So the address, which is the same as accessing on a browser, your username, and your password. So I'll just quickly stop my screen share just while I put my password in. And I'll just start the screen share up again. So I've put my password in now, I just pressed log on. And then what will happen is that will go to the Simpro server and it will go and get all the latest information. So every time you log in, it does a sync. So it goes and finds the latest jobs, latest information, and so on. So the other time that you get the information syncing is when you make any changes in the system. So as you finish a job or anything like that, then the guys will get the latest information. Another thing it's important to note here is the system will work offline. So if you do go offline, then it will continue to catch the information, and you can always then later on go in when you have network and submit it. So if you go somewhere where you're out of reception, you can still use everything. So based on the settings we looked at in the admin video, I can add a quote, a job, or an activity. I can sync, or the main thing is I can see the run sheet. So I've got one job on today, and I've got 3 other jobs total. So if I go into the run sheet, this shows me today's job, 8:30 till 9:30, which is what I just looked at. If I click down the couple of buttons on the side here, I can click the phone call, and then I've got the information to call. I can click on the little map icon, and that will take me to Google or Apple Maps for navigation. And I can click on the little eye, and that will give me the job information of what we're going to do. So here I'm just going to click into the job to go and view. First thing that the guys want to do when they leave the job previously is just go start travel. So that will geolocate, so it will recognize where you are. So if you get a customer query saying that you weren't on site on time or similar, you've got record of, as well as saying that Dan started travel at 6:54 p.m., it will show where I was when I started the travel. Now also if I go back here to my schedule view, if I refresh this, then you'll see that my mobile status will have updated. So now against my name, there's a little icon, and if I hover over it, it says I'm traveling. I'll jump back into here now and I'll start the work. So this is the same thing. It's going to geolocate, because obviously I haven't moved here because I'm just recording this video, but in real life, I would have obviously traveled from the main area to the job. So that sends everything back, and just for interest's sake, I'll refresh the scheduler again, and you'll see there'll have been another update against my name. So now hover over, and based on the color, my mobile status is on site. So now I can carry on through the job. Now I can do this So you'll see down the bottom there's 1 of 9 steps. In the admin video, we talk about how to change the steps for staff members. But I can either go left or right, or I can swipe across the screen, or I can press up on the top here and I can see the 9 steps. So I'm just going to use the left-right arrows here, just down the bottom. So if I go right, then the first thing that it asks me, so this will obviously be when I've completed the job, it will ask me for any materials. So if I add material and I'll go into the catalog, you'll see here is where it's really important with the filter to have good catalog grouping. So for example, here I've got a favorites area. I don't have too many products in here, but I'll go into the favorites and I'll go and grab a couple of products out. So we'll say that we used one of these and a couple of conjugate, and down the bottom just go finished. So that's put those parts into the job. There's also a note section, so if you've used any sundries or anything similar that you can't find in the product library, that's a good place to note down there just for admin. Carrying on through, there's a purchase order section, and I can raise a purchase order number if I wanted to. The next screen through, there's attachments. So if the job had attachments on it, I could find them here. So maybe if there was a quote form or something similar. As is, I can take a photo. So here, if I take a photo, and I'll just take one of my keyboard, and then it will just give me a prompt asking me to use the gallery. So that's now given it there. Now, one thing that's really important here is it's got an image name, which is just the horrible date format. So you probably want to put something in here that's meaningful, something like job start, job end, faulty switch, something that's going to mean something to people later on when they're looking at it. So I'll just go finished, and that's put the job attachment in. Now I'll keep going through here to work completed. So there's work scripts. So you can have standard scripts, for example, travel to site, finish job, all tested, those kind of things, and we can help set that up if required. I'm just going to pop in here. Obviously, you probably put what you did to fix it, but I'll just put the notes in now for the moment and carry on to the next page. So now we need a client signature. So get signature, and then here I'm just drawing on the page with my finger, and click done down in the bottom. Then move across to the technician signature, again get signature, and again done. Move across through the stages. Now this is a clever one. So it's now saying there's a time mismatch. So you'll see up here I'm recording this video just before 7 p.m, but the system says I should have been there from 8:30 till 9:30. So if I press resolve, what it tells me is, well, you started travel at 6 minutes to, you were on site at 5 to, and it knows that it's now 2 minutes to. So it said, based on my 15-minute minimum, well, I should have started at 7 because that's the nearest time, and my minimum is 15 minutes. So if I just go update, then it will put the actual times in there for me. Now, if they overlapped the scheduled times, it would replace them automatically. But here, because they're completely different times, it assumes it's another visit. So if I'm not going back later, I just press the little trash can, and that will get rid of that time. So now we've got to put that 15 minutes on the job. Carry on through, and here I can select a status, so I'll say that this job is now completed. If I want to, I can continue to billing, and we've got a separate video on that, and I'll submit. And again, it goes for the geolocation. So this is finding a final location where I am. It's submitting the job back to the office staff. It's uploading my signatures and my photos, and it's pushing everything in. So once this is completed, it'll take you back to the dashboard. And if you're continuing to work, then you can carry on with some more tasks or more jobs. If I come back here and refresh, we'll see here that my job status has changed.
It's 7 o'clock.
So I'm now dark blue, and if I hover over, that tells me my mobile status is completed. The job information has changed from 8 till 9 to 7 to 7:15. If I right click on here and go and view the job card, then you'll see in the actual, I've got the information that I completed on my time. In the mobile tab, I've got when I was traveling, when I was on site, and it's showing on my home address, and I've got my signatures. And in addition, if I right click on here and go and print a job card, then you'll see it's a fully completed job card with all the information, what I used, and my client's signatures. So hopefully that's a good demonstration of Simpro Connect, and for any other assistance, you can obviously contact us directly.